Good day everyone, how's it going? I hope you're doing well. I have for you a little showcase of my survival world. This is my very first survival world, other than the demo that I played before by Minecraft. So you shouldn't expect anything grand or massive or totally complete even, because it's still in the process of being built. So I'll probably be making loads of excuses of what's not finished and what isn't, but you know, just ignore that. I've still got plenty to do, and yeah, I just wanted to put together this little video because I don't get the opportunity to talk to myself in front of a computer very often, so it's just more of a trial thing, you know, just for fun and games. But anyway, this is my ice tower. So yeah, that's it. It's got a very particular shape. As it is inspired by a book called The Curse of the Chosen by Ian Irvine. He's an Australian author, and in his book, it's a fantasy series. You know, one of those large fantasy series. There is this massive ice tower, you know, in the middle of a huge frozen environment, and the gist of it basically is in this massive ice tower that loads of interesting things are happening, experiments and stuff, and the main feature that I've tried to sort of copy over, I'll show the central room in a second, is a spiral staircase going up on the side, you know, spiraling upwards endlessly pretty much, going up to this huge central room. So I think we'll start at the very top. I don't use this staircase very often. I've just built it in here just to stay with the theme, you know. Just got an inspiration, carried it on, and kept building. But yeah, you can see that that's my lighting solution. The stairs are not very easy to use, as you can see. They're quite narrow and yeah, pretty scary. It's a good job I've got feather falling for. Well, not for long. I need to repair that. So yeah, I've fallen plenty of times building here. You can imagine all of these, you know, building straight up. Yep. So incomplete. So this is the first sort of ring that you can see from down below when I was showing it from the side. It doesn't serve any function. That there's nothing happening up here. I don't even have any stairs to take a look around. It's just for aesthetics, just to give the building a bit of shape. And this is the upper ring, the upper walkway. And yeah, this one doesn't have, it's yeah, a bit precarious. Good thing there's that platform at the bottom. And yeah, so from here you still can't do it, but you can't do much at all. I've even built some ladders up here. Ow. Ow. Can you tell that I'm using a new mouse that I haven't used in a while? So yeah, you can come up here, and I might actually close this off and just have the spire going all the way down, or indeed, my actual plan was to have a beacon, you know, set up down there in the middle on the second floor, and then the beam shoots up all the way here, so it makes it look like a nice endless spire. And so yeah, this is the top. It doesn't really serve any purpose. It's just there for aesthetics. This staircase. So yeah, I'll try not to fall to our death. Oh, that's very high. Oh, that's okay. I go through a lot of armor, as you can see. That's probably the second or third time I've repaired it, and you don't repair diamond armor very often, do you? So this is the second level. Doesn't serve much of a purpose. This is my old enchanting place. You know, the idea was, you know, you look over the environment, it's nice and pleasant, and you do your enchanting and all your magical, mystical workings up here. But yeah, I don't use it anymore because it's quite slow. When you need to do loads of enchantments together, you don't have any way to get experience quickly. So I've moved that onto the Enderman farm, but I thought it was a nice addition to have it here. You know, just gives this room a bit more character. And I still do all my brewing here. I don't brew that much, but whenever I need to, it happens here. And then yeah, you come down through these windows. I actually need to make a big display window here to look over that area, because that used to be the ugliest part of the landscape, but it will actually become something interesting eventually. So I'll come down these quartz stairs, yes, very expensive, into the main hallway. This little throne type structure is the latest thing I've built. I built it yesterday pretty much. I've been playing on this world for quite a while. Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to have something to draw the eye into the room. I had the dragon egg before here, and that really didn't work because it was small and black and kind of disappeared. Ow! Ow! This is my house. But yeah, before we were rudely interrupted, this is the ceiling. Probably my favourite part of the build. I really like it. I really like the way it came together. I came up with it on my own, sort of carrying on the theme, you know, the white, the stained blue, the sort of pale pastel greenish colors of the lanterns working together to give it a bit of depth. You know, you can see how it pops up in there, so it's sort of gently sloping down. It lights it really nicely and solves a lot of problems. I tried to do a chandelier and using torches or glowstone or lamps or whatnot, or even lava. Lava really didn't work. I tried to put lava behind blue glass, and believe me, that's quite ugly. So yeah, I really like this. It's my favorite part of the build. And this theme here, you know, the recessed ice, packed ice, capped off by the frozen, well, light blue stained glass, really works. I really like it, and I've carried it on into the guts of the tower, which you can access through here. Yeah. So this is my little storage room. I bet you're going crazy the way I've done these chests and item frames, but I'm kind of used to it by now, you know, sort of walk over to the sides into what you need. And ow! Hey, ow! They fire really quickly. It's strange, when I'm walking around here on my own, there's hardly anyone. I actually need a bit of food. And then all of a sudden, I'm showing my world and everyone comes along for the party. But yeah, you do this sometimes, but I'm not a neat freak, and not everything has to be completely aligned. It's okay for now. And I kind of like the way the chests turned out, you know, they're a little bit, oh. Okay, that needs to be fixed. You didn't see that. But yeah, when you need that, you come up here, and this is my rubbish tip, sort of. Well, there's plenty of expensive stuff in here, but it's stuff, general stuff. This is my super duper high-tech fully automatic snow farm. By fully automatic, I mean that it automatically drops snowballs into your inventory, which you need to craft into snow blocks. And as you can see, I use a lot of snow blocks. This is the... oh, where's my cart? Oh, that's right, I left it somewhere. This is the railway that goes off to the village. Not much to see. The very first thing I built in this world. It's very ugly. I built a fence to stop myself falling over as I was building it, which kind of defeats the point, because when you finished it, it looks ugly and serves no purpose. But, you know, you learn. My main nether portal. These are all my farms, so sort of as you go around the circle, they're not my farms, they're not my designs, of course, they're different designs. You might recognize this from Tango Tech's episode a couple of weeks ago. He built one in XP Crafted Space, and yeah, I sort of just put it in here. It really fit. It's very small, very minimal. I didn't even have the automatic killing mechanism. I just use my looting 3 sword, and I just get these. I make up books and sell them to villagers to save on diamonds and whatnot. This is the Izuma automatic cooked chicken farm, the newest version, so it's nice and compact, and I just use stone slabs to set it apart from the snow and the ice. And this is what I was talking about, the recessed ice blocks, so I put sort of lighting in behind that. I'm not sure whether I'll stay with the torches or start using lanterns, but I just don't have any lanterns in the moment. So it's so this is it for the moment. I kind of like the way the torches look behind there, you know, they nice and contrasty, sort of walking over the ice, and yeah, they're sort of hidden away. So that used to be a closed off room, and that was a sort of a little mini ice cavern. These are just court stairs leading up to one of the access rooms at the top in the main hallway, and that's just the shortcut way around, which still needs to be snowed up and iced up. And then eventually I needed more space inside here, so I opened this up into a snow tunnel, which descends down. These need to change. I might take them out altogether, or come up, or just use quartz slabs. I'm not really sure I have any at the moment. And yeah, this is a simple slime block sugarcane farm, I think by impulse. Anyway, none of these farms are my design. I'm not nowhere near clever enough, well, experienced enough yet to come up with designs on my own that are better or as good as the current ones, so I use everyone else's. But the build is totally me. Yeah. So I will need to double this in size, but I don't have enough slime blocks yet, so I'll put another extension here. And then the plan is to move the sheep that you probably saw up above somewhere in here. I'll have a sheep shearing station, and the snow tunnel might keep going down, and then have rooms shooting out in different directions, serving different purposes and magical mystical workings. Then back up here, what is it now? Still a bit of time left, so I'll show you some of the more recent things I've been working on. So once I set up this tower, I started actually working on prettying up my nether area somewhat. If you can load. slowly. So for some reason the game decided to grind to a halt, and so back on now. And yeah, so I was tired of looking at this mundane nether terrain. Yeah, it is spectacular, but you just get tired of it, you know. Everyone knows what nether looks like. So I thought, yeah, I really like what some people do with the nether areas, and I thought, let's do little themes. That's my horse. I go through a lot of horses, so I don't get too attached to them. I do stupid things. I used to do a lot of exploration with maps and running around, falling into ravines. And what do you do with a horse when you fall into a ravine? Well, pillar back up, attach the horse to a lead, and bring him with you. Is that clever? No, it isn't. I can tell you that much. And once actually, I teleported the horse here and then came up after it. And this wasn't here before. And a creeper just placed himself there, so he just exploded, threw the horse down into this massive lava lake, and yeah, no horse, no diamond horse armor, no leaves, no saddle. And saddles are hard to get unless you know the right villager, so I spent a lot of time fishing for a new one. So this is my mob spawner area, and yeah, I'll try to do something a little bit different than the snow and ice build, varying it up a bit. I don't remember seeing anyone use coal blocks for building, but I kind of like the way they look. I probably should have done a 3 wide gap here because they just look a bit too close spaced. I like the closest spacing on the stairs, but here at the top it really should be a 3 wide gap. But I kind of like the way that the coal block is sort of rimmed off by the black wall, and with the nice warm glow from the redstone lamp. So yeah, it's the I don't watch that many videos, but it's the first time I've seen coal blocks sort of used as part of the build. So I sort of carried on the theme there, but done something different with the floor and the ceiling. I really like the flat texture of the clay blocks. I guess all new people might like those. You know, you contrast the heavy textures of the coal block and the wall and the lamps with a nice flat flooring and flat roof, flat ceiling. That's through to the ender portal. Yeah, not much to see there. And then that's through to the rest of the nether, which is not quite finished yet. So the plan is to make these sort of... Whoa! Haha! Get myself a ghast here. Here. Ow. Did he die over the lake? Of course he did. Ow, 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 ow. You can tell I'm a pro at this. I shouldn't be doing this on camera. This was actually meant to be a quick tour. Yeah, I do get distracted very easily. I'll start, I'll be carrying a full inventory of materials going somewhere to build something, and I'd see something interesting, and oh, let's go there, and I'll jump over and then maybe die or see something else interesting. I'll try and collect as much quartz ore as I can. There we go. Here's some more. So the idea is to have these themed builds. How did this? Ah, the ghast thing destroyed that. So themed build. So every sort of nether entrance to something will be themed according to it. So the swamp will have a nice little swampy room, maybe 15 by 15, 20 by 20, something like that. It looks like a swamp, and it makes it very clear, oh, you're entering into a swamp. So that's the idea with the mob spawner. That's meant to be a skull, and yeah, so I kind of freelanced it a little bit. Yeah, it doesn't look like a skull, does it? But it's something. It's the very first sort of sculptural type thing I've built in Minecraft, and I completely winged it. So I looked at some designs that just didn't fit in with what I was looking for to get over here. So I'll probably come back and rework this, but it's a start. And so yeah, I think that's about it. There's not much to see at the mob spawner. There's not much to it. I might just drop down into the mine shaft just to show you the setup that I have there. So the items come up here and then get stored in this chest, pick them up, distribute them. But yeah, this is my long drop. You can see the little torches. That's my old mining shaft. That should be closed off completely. Another old one. So this is actually my own little setup. That's probably the only redstone thing that I've done myself, and it's extremely simple. It's just a powered rail that comes over here, stops the card, gets unloaded, and then drops the items off into there. I might actually do that. Automatically fires them off. So it's just a clock, comparator-based clock. So it's fairly quick, but not too quick. Because if it's too quick, you sometimes lose items. And yeah, so as you're mining down, the branches go off here, and come back here, and come back to this main shaft. And as I come back from a mining branch, I chuck my items into the cart, push it down, comes up here, unloads, I keep mining. When I come back, I press the button, sends a pulse here, and shoots the cart back. So what I might do is actually get rid of this whole circuit, because you have to add loads of repeaters in redstone, and it's a bit messy. You have to extend it every time you change the shaft. So what I might do is have another comparator here that tests how full the cart is when it's empty. It just sends a pulse and sends it back automatically. But it's something to do in the future. It's quite hard for me, you know. Redstone is, I think you need loads of experience and loads of playing about to learn stuff, and I haven't really done it. I've mostly been just doing the basic adventuring stuff rather than experimenting with redstone. It's so easy to fall into the habit of following tutorials. And yeah, this is the way actually you come out of the mine. There's no elevator. Well, there used to be some stairs, but I've blocked them off. I just can't come up with a decent way of having an elevator back up here that fits in with the theme. So I'm just using, you know, a 2-to-1 nether portal. And yeah, so that's it. That's where I'm up to in this world. Might be interesting to share some plans with you, what I plan to do eventually. I would actually like to, well, of course, get rid of this. I don't want the sheet here. I want this to be totally clean, totally natural. So I was debating having garden beds full of flowers here that sort of lead into the tower, but then I thought, it doesn't really fit in. So I came up with a plan of making all this attached to the snow biome, replacing the dirt and the grass with snow, kind of like this, so it sort of naturally joins onto that snow biome, so it looks like an extension of it. So yeah, that's a fair amount of work. And then I'll have this big snow plane here, and inside it I will actually maybe try and do my first major redstone and building project together. That'll be completely independent, no tutorials nor anything. I'll have to come up with everything myself, and it will be fairly complicated. So I'll just show you what I've actually worked on. This is my copy of the world in creative. That's where I try out ideas. It's a bit evil, because as soon as you come into here, everything's so easy, everything's so quick to build, and you sort of get carried away and build massive things, and then you go, oh, okay, that's great, let's build it in my survival world. And then you start actually gathering materials, and you go, oh, okay, I need to get it right before I actually start building this. So yeah, the idea is to have this large moon phase clock indicator. Yeah, it's a bit random, but it sort of came out of nowhere, but I actually really like the idea. So as you're sort of hanging out in your tower, you know, on the upper level, you have your windows here. Become a bit clearer than that. And yeah, you know, in Minecraft the moon phase changes every 4 days, and I actually need to know the moon phase pretty often, because I go and kill slimes manually because I don't have a slime farm. So I actually need to know when it's half moon and full moons to get the maximum spores in the swamp. So I thought, oh, why not make a moon phase indicator? And the more I thought about it, the better the idea seemed. But it's actually quite complicated, because as the blocks move across, you can't just shift them back and forth using pistons. You actually have to move the yellow ones across to full moon, and then blue ones come and replace it. So I was thinking making a little conveyor belt of blocks and moving them at different rates. So sort of these move the quickest. So I'll have to have separate redstone clocks that run different blocks and have very long intervals, you know, more than a day for each interval or whatnot. Especially these will only shift every 4 days. So we'll need some very long redstone clocks, which might work, you know. There are item hoppers and whatnot that work the same way, or melting ice or whatever. So I'll need to actually do some research and find out how you make really slow clocks, and then come up with a design on doing a piston snake, like a caterpillar that sort of rotates blocks around like this. And yeah, so that's my plans. Other than that, I need to move the sheet down below and make shearing stations, separated into maybe 2 separate shearing stations. So one for white wool, which I use for the villagers, and one for coloured wool, and I just dye it whatever colour I need at the time, rather than have the full, you know, 16 sets. And yeah, I actually spawned right next to a flower forest, which was really cool because as I was getting the idea of doing the flower garden in front of the tower, I was like, oh, how far am I going to have to travel to get a flower forest? And then it turns out, oh, 50 blocks. Okay, that's great. So yeah, it's actually a really cool biome, isn't it? And other than that, you know, the only other unique flower that you actually can't get on planes with bone meal and then duplicate is your sunflower. But I live right next to sunflower plains as well. So flowers, sunflowers, all of your plains flowers, and then the only thing that's left is a blue orchid from the swamp. And I've brought them to the swamp and I've already collected loads of those. So yeah. But I think I'll be scrapping that idea. I'll probably make a flower garden somewhere else. I'm not quite sure where. I think it'll have to be part of the landscape. What I'll be aiming to do with this world is making builds that are sort of closely linked with the landscape. So they sort of work with it, but they're clearly built, but they work with the terrain. I'm not sure if I'm making myself clear. So say if I was building something in there, it'll be you know, flowery and overgrown and very organic and natural. If I was building something in the desert, it would be made out of sand and sort of be used and abandoned and whatnot. Or if I was making it in the swamp, it might be sort of a tree house type structure or jungle house or whatnot. So yeah, that's the idea for this world. And yeah, I'm just making this video for as an experiment. I usually do racing videos actually. So let me know what your opinions are. Negative, positive, you know, you can tell me whatever. I don't take offense. I like criticism, even if it's non-constructive. It doesn't really matter. I don't pretend to be good at this. This is the first ever talky video I've recorded. So let me know. You know, do I mumble too much? Do I go on and on about things that don't matter? Or is any of this actually interesting? Are you interested to see more of this? How I develop the tower and go further down? And what I decide to do with this room and the room above. I really want to set up a beacon up there and have more detail here. I mean, these plain walls, they're proper ugly, so I want to have banners and little details and work out the lighting, because it still needs some extra lighting here. And yeah, let me know what you think. And if you want to see more episodes, well, I'm not really going to say episodes because I can't commit to recording much. I don't get many opportunities to talk to a computer really. But if you guys like it, I might be doing more of these in the future. So let me know. Thanks, and I'm out.